She's She's in charge of IBM Automation East and West Africa. She's been in technology for the last 12 years and has spent her career transforming organizations through consulting with the lines of businesses to bring innovation and collaborative practices that address everyday customer needs. She started her IBM career in 2015 as a technical specialist covering Central, East, and West Africa, a role she held for 3 years. Next up is our in-house person, Sawa Oluwakomi. He's an automation specialist here at ActivEdge Technologies with a deep technical expertise and experience in digital process automation. Such as intelligent data management and enterprise IT. The event will be do well to fill in the polls. It will help us to better make informed decisions. Hi, Caroline. How are you doing?
Hello, Mayene. I'm fine, thank you. You were breaking a bit there, but I hope the audience got to hear you.
Okay, what part was that?
Just as you were introducing Samuel.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I think my network is better now, right?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. You can proceed.
Okay, thank you. Will we be running the poll at this moment?
Yes, it will be going up shortly. You can proceed with the presentation.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, good morning and good afternoon to all of us joined here. Thank you for making the time to be with us here this day to discuss hyperautomation. And as Mayene introduced, my name is Caroline Mwangi, and I am with IBM. I work with IBM as an automation specialist, and I'm based in Nairobi, Kenya. And will be sharing my slide decks now as we start. And I trust that we are all keeping well and safe together with our families. Okay, so Mayene has taken us through the agenda for today's session, and really why we are here is to discuss why is hyperautomation such a buzzword, and why is everybody talking about hyperautomation, and how can you as organizations apply these technologies to make a difference in your day-to-day business operations. So according to Gartner, the analyst, they have cited hyperautomation as a top technology trend for top strategic technology trend for 2021. And you'll notice, as what I'm sharing on my screen is that the technology trends for 2021, Gartner has categorized this across 3 main themes. This is people centricity, location independence, and resilient delivery. And this in light of the pandemic, the last 18 months, and what organizations have seen or have had to do to adjust to the new way of life and new way of working has really anchored, and these trends have been anchored around that and the changes that we've seen with in our working environment. And you'll note that hyperautomation, which is aligned to the resilient delivery theme, is one of those key trends. And what, according to Gartner, they're saying that hyperautomation is irreversible and inevitable. Everything that can be automated should be automated and will be automated. So it is on this light, or on this foundation, that we are discussing and having this discussion around automation, around hyperautomation. What does it mean for your business? How can you leverage the hyperautomation technologies out there? And take this moment and this hour on this webinar to reflect on what changes can you make within your organization to allow you adopt these technology trends. So what is hyperautomation? Because we've had terms like RPA, AI, machine learning, those have been there, those technology terms, and the technologies have been there for quite a while. But what really is hyperautomation, and what is the difference between hyperautomation and the traditional automation that we have been engaged in or been doing over the past few years? So hyperautomation is the process in which businesses automate as many business and IT processes as possible using tools like AI, machine learning, RPA, and other decision and process automation tools. So it goes beyond having an RPA solution on site. It is how you bring all these tools together, augment them together for that end-to-end business automation process. And again, according to Gartner, hyperautomation is rapidly shifting from being an option to a condition for survival. So for your business to differentiate yourself from the rest of your competition, or for your employees to feel that they are actually doing more high value work and they're more motivated and can serve their customers better, hyperautomation is a technology trend that we would recommend that you strategically have a look at and explore as part of one of your key and strategic business initiatives. So, according to IBM's Institute of Business Value, a study that we've done recently, it shows that automation with AI will transform business operations. And this is quite aligned with what we've just gone through with the study from Gartner. And we see that 90% of COOs whose organizations are scaling intelligent automation tell us that it creates higher value for their employees. And 84% of these global executives say they will not be in a position to achieve their growth objectives without scaling their AI. Hence, laying more emphasis on why hyperautomation. So what are some of the business benefits you can derive by implementing a hyperautomation strategy? One among the many benefits is one increase in employee productivity. So if you reflect on your organization as it is today, how many of the operations or the activities that your employees are engaged in today are very repetitive in nature? And is there a chance or an opportunity that these tasks can be automated? Because you'll notice that if I am an employee and I'm always coming in and doing the same thing over and over again, it also is not very motivating for me as an employee. And if I could be released to do higher value work for the organization, this would actually improve my motivation as an employee. Again, you'll notice that these repetitive mundane tasks are also very error prone, because the more you keep doing things, you get into doing the same thing, you would get into an autopilot of sorts, and so bringing in the element of errors. So with a bank like Bank Popular, who is one of our customers at IBM, they've been able to increase their employee productivity by automating some of these repetitive tasks. Then around issues of driving down costs. When you leverage AI to streamline processes, you're able to also minimize your business risks. And then your customers have been able to grow their revenues from new and existing customers by delivering customized and automated client experiences at scale. So these technologies allow you to improve how you serve your customers, to improve how quickly you respond, and how efficient your business processes are. So this is just to mention a few of the benefits that customers who have walked the hyper-automation journey with us at IBM have been able to leverage. So then we move on into use cases. And I appreciate we have a mixed audience today, meaning cross industry. And the automation use cases cut across the various industries we have represented today, be it from banking and insurance, processes such as onboarding, insurance claims, loan origination. All these can leverage the hyper-automation technologies we are discussing today. In IT, issues around data entry, data capture, mass email management, reporting. This is another sector within your organization that can leverage this. Healthcare, and healthcare has been there's been a really big push, again, because of the pandemic, around healthcare and how they are automating their processes, how they are also able to run this, to quickly turn around the response to the ongoing changes and requests in their environments. And in media and communication, government, HR, reporting, data migration. So just if you just think through a day in the life of your organization, when you're doing your day-to-day tasks, you will find that one of these use cases addresses is one that you're actually is applicable in your day-to-day engagements at your organization. So in summary, what we're saying is that automation and hyper-automation in particular is a cross-industry need and can be applied across this and several other industries that we've not been able to display here. So I'll now introduce you to IBM's hyper-automation portfolio. So what is IBM's, what are the key components of IBM's hyper-automation solution? So we have process mining and modeling, which allows you to discover the processes within your organization. Then to that, we add RPA and digital labor, because with this, you can augment your workforce by introducing bots and automating some of those manual and repetitive tasks. Then we add AI and operational intelligence to apply intelligence into our decision making, to bring in some elements of prediction, predicting outages or predicting issues in our environment before they actually become business impacting. And finally, there's the core automation to automate our operations. And we will go into each of these pillars or each of these components in our following slides. So let's start off with process mining. So process mining is the component that helps you understand your existing processes and task flows. So with process mining, this is a pre-automation stage or a pre-automation solution, because what you do is using the process mining and modeling solution, you take the current business processes within your organization and model those so that you're able to identify how long do the processes take, what bottlenecks do we have in our current processes, where do we have the most errors in terms of the processes that are currently running, where do we have a lot of rework. And with that, you're able to identify areas for improvement and areas for automation. So with process mining, you're also able to analyze the impact on KPIs. So if this process takes 2 days, what does that mean a KPI such as customer satisfaction or customer retention. And with process mining, you can also simulate future processes using a what if analysis. So because it gives you this graphical interface, you can tell, so if we move this or this process takes, you move this from this process to another or shorten this process by removing this extra step, what does that mean? What does that mean and what is the impact of that to the business? Then the next pillar is RPA and digital labor. Like I said initially, performing repetitive tasks. What tasks in the organization are very repetitive in nature, mundane, and can we bring in a bot to actually handle these tasks and free that the employees who are doing this to do higher value work? Can we automate systems that do not have APIs? Can we also use RPAs to act on data extracted from unstructured documents? Then the next component is the AI and operation intelligence. How do we, when this content is extracted from the unstructured documents, how do we classify and understand this content so that we can use it to make business decisions? Priorities in terms of prioritizing tasks. Can we intelligently prioritize which task is assigned to which worker, depending on the urgency and also depending on the skill of that particular worker? Can we also use the information that we have been extracted from these documents and our systems to make predictive decisions? And then with AI and operational intelligence, there's also the build intelligent chatbots, not the chatbots that just ask you, hello, Caroline, how are you today? It is more of a chatbot that is intelligent enough to know that if I am accessing this system and I am stuck, these are the possible solutions that I should propose or suggest to the client. So an intelligent chatbot that is intuitive and is able to communicate with a customer as if you are actually speaking to a real employee. And then again, apply AI to operational data. And the final component is the core automation. And this core automation is all about how do we capture content, either from records that we have within the organization. Then after we capture this content, how do we categorize it? So that we can then begin to run it or to use that content for our business processes and our case management. Then after we've categorized this content, we've run processes around it. Can we also use? We also have as part of the core automation component, the automated decisioning. So how do we then employ rules and policies into the business processes and do it automatically from the system? Yeah, as opposed to having to always have a human being respond in terms of, so this is how we approve this loan, or this is the limit for this particular customer. Can we automate this kind of decisions and rules in the organization? And then finally, digitize the content. How do we store this content? How do we index it so that the retrieval of that is also easy? Is also easier. So, what is IBM's HyperAutomation solution? The name of our HyperAutomation platform is the IBM Cloud Pak for business automation. So customers ask when we first mentioned Cloud Pak for business automation. So what is it? Is it one solution? Is it many solutions from IBM to put together? So what Cloud Pak for business automation is? It is an intelligent platform that allows you to start off on your hyper automation journey. Start small and scale as you grow. By start small, what do I mean by that? It gives you all the capabilities we have just presented around the core automation, the accelerators, all in one platform that you can deploy on-prem in your private data center behind your firewall. You can also deploy it on any cloud, and you can also deploy it in a hybrid fashion, so in a hybrid cloud. So the Cloud Pak for Business Automation brings in the document processing to help you with the data capture, extraction of the content from our documents and systems. Then it also allows you to bring in, to have the capability, the workflow capability, so that you can use business rules in how you handle the content that we have extracted from the documents. Then the rules and the governance and the security and around how do you manage this content, or how do you make decisions within your organization that are in compliance with the set rules and standards and regulations within your organization. Then finally, it also has the capability as part of the core automation, the content services to allow you store and manage the information that we have extracted from the documents and the systems within the organization. Then on top of the core automation capabilities, we then have the automation accelerators, which is the process mining and modeling to help you with the modeling and the representation of your business processes, identifying which part of your processes has the best room for improvement in terms of what can be automated, how long does it take, where are the errors, which KPIs is this process affecting, and how can we improve the various processes. Then RPA and digital labor, again, to augment your workforce by automating some of those mundane and repetitive tasks. And then the operational intelligence is giving you the dashboards on which you will see all your business processes mapped out into one dashboard, from which you can quickly make decisions around any business processes that need to be changed or adjusted or amended in the organization. So once you have been with this platform, you can then integrate your automation to applications, other applications within your organization. And this is the client and the partner solutions that are being supported by your back-end systems. So it is built on Red Hat OpenShift. As most of you may be aware, Red Hat is now an IBM-owned company, and it is the Red Hat OpenShift that is underpinning all our Cloud Pak solutions. Here, there's also a component we call the Automation Foundation. So Automation Foundation is a layer that is available in all our Cloud Paks. So this is a capability that we offer to all our customers, all our Cloud Pak customers, beyond just the business automation. We extend this Automation Foundation and include it in all our other Cloud Paks. And we'll be running other sessions with ActivEdge on the other Cloud Pak solutions that we have. So please stay tuned. So here we go further into the solutions and the core automation capabilities of the Cloud Pak that I just described earlier. So the document processing is allowing you to capture, classify, extract data from content. So you do this in a speedy manner, reduce the data entry errors, and gain insights from your unstructured documents. Then the workflow capability to help you design and manage start to finish workflows. So to improve the consistency across your business operations. Then decision management, in summary, is to help you with automate decisions using business rules. Then content services, finally, as the final component in our core automation pillar, allows you to share, manage, and collaborate on content. And again, in summary, the automation accelerators, the process mining and modeling, RPA and digital labor, operation intelligence. So we'll then we're going to have a deeper look into how do these core pillars of process mining and modeling, the RPA and digital labor, AI and operation intelligence look like as part of the Cloud Pak for Business Automation. So some examples and screenshots from the platform itself. So starting off with process mining. like we said, it allows you to import event logs from your transactional systems. Then you apply data mining algorithms to the event logs and then automatically generate process models. So with this process mining tool, you're easily able to discover your existing processes and map them out graphically so that you can identify areas for improvement. You can identify what KPIs are impacted by this particular process. Where do we have a lot of rework, and how can we improve particular processes in the organization? So further on, like I said, it allows you to analyze the current processes and simulate future processes. So a what if scenario, so that you can monitor the performance and other KPIs within your organization. So it has this drill down. So these are actual screenshots from the process mining tool. And it shows you from start to finish of a process and what systems, what documents does each process interact with. And then finally, it allows you to collaborate across teams. So also gives you, this is a screenshot again from our modeling tool, because within teams, you have various teams that work on one process, and you can use the collaboration tool to allow you work at the same time simultaneously on one process and make changes in real time as you all, because this is one collaboration tool and you're all working from the same tool. So a central shared repository that is always up to date. Again, runs in the cloud and is accessed through a web browser. It's just log in and go. And the process and additionally, the process and decision diagrams are generated automatically. So it's a drag and drop no code application that allows you, basically allows your teams to collaborate easily. So we move into the next pillar of the Cloud Pak for business automation. This is the RP and digital labor. So with this easy build bots, which are with low code editors, you can actually record the user instructions. I mean, you can the user interactions so that you can build the bot scripts. So as a user is going through a process from step to step, this can be recorded, and then that is used to build the bot script. Then these bot scripts are then assembled, can also be assembled from hundreds of pre-built commands. And finally, you can test automations directly from Bot Studio. So Bot Studio is a capability within the RPA solution, and you can use this to test your automations. Then once we have all the bots in place, how do you then comprehensively manage the features? How do you manage these bots? So with RPA, we offer the capability through a repository that allows you to centrally manage all your bots, and the credentials for unattended bots are stored in an encrypted repository. Then you also from this repository, then you also intelligently distribute the work across the various bots, and you're also able to run multiple bots. You feel free to post questions you may have in our feel free to post questions that you may have on the chat window. We have my colleagues and our colleagues from ActivEdge manning the chat for the Q&A. So if we move on to the AI and operation intelligence, how do we do this from Cloud Pak for business automation? So with the operations and business intelligence, we are able to, 1 minute, I want to remove this. Sorry about that. So with the AI and operational intelligence, I'm having a challenge moving my slides. We are able to classify, to intelligently classify the documents that we have extracted from our capture solution. And then using the deep learning, and using the deep learning that and the AI that is embedded into the solution, we can identify relationships and understand relationships between data labels and values. And then also extract meaning from text, emails, contacts, because we have this solution, we have integrated it to Watson Knowledge Studio, which is our AI and machine learning platform, and this is embedded into the solution. And so we can read and the solution allows you to read and understand emails in context. And then the solution also offers you an intelligent mobile document capture solution, so that you can also capture and extract information from documents from using the mobile app. Then again, when we come to task prioritization, so when your employees are going about their day-to-day activities, you have this whole list of tasks that they are required to perform. So you can, using again the AI that is embedded into the tool, you can categorize your tasks depending on the skill and the performance score. So each employee or each user of the solution will have a different list of tasks assigned to them, depending on their skill and their performance scores. And this allows workers to prioritize their time on the high value tasks. And then finally, it's around making predictive decisions. Because of the built-in business tools and machine learning, you can, the solution allows you to make, to predict the decisions that you make by employing the machine learning models that are accessible to your business analysts in this low-code environment. So you can extend rule-based decisions. So because we have embedded the AI into the solution, you can have the rules and the policies created and defined in the Cloud Pak for Business Automation. And every time a process gets to a decisioning stage, then the tool is automatically able to predict the decisions and make the decisions that the best next decision. And as a result, improve the response that you churn out or you offer to your customers. And then, like I said at our introduction, the chatbots. So you can integrate, the solution allows you to integrate your automation capabilities, the automations that you have done within your organization. Then these are integrated into a chatbot, an interactive and intuitive chatbot that is able to respond to your customer requests by interacting with your back-end systems, and then responding accordingly and intuitively, we're not just giving you the how can I help you with today. So this is another AI and operational intelligence feature or component that is part of the Cloud Pak for Business Automation. So basically what we're saying is combining the chatbot and other RPA commands so that you provide engaging customer interactions. And this then is deriving around applying AI to operational data. So how do you take data from the documents that you've extracted, data from your systems, and then put that into a data repository, apply the AI and machine learning onto that so that you derive actionable insights into your data. And this is just a dashboard showing the same. And then finally, when we come into our core automation capabilities, capture and processing of documents. So the document processing ability to import the unstructured paper or electronic documents through recognition, classification, and artificial intelligence. So by using Watson Analytics, we are able to capture very key information, invoice numbers, purchase order numbers from these documents, extract that, put that into a repository, and then use that information that we've captured for intelligent decision making, or put that as part of our workflow. Then workflows. So the step-to-step representation of a process from start to finish. So how with the Cloud Pak for Business Automation, the workflow is one of the key components that allows you to govern a process from start to finish, and applying any rules or policies that you want enforced within your organization into this process. So with the Cloud Pak for Business Automation, we enable the process owners and business users to engage directly in the workflow implementation. Remember, we talked about that collaboration engine where users can all log into the system simultaneously and work together and collaboratively make changes to workflows so as to improve how quickly you're able to respond to your customers or to your business needs. And then finally is around automating decisions. So with the Cloud Pak for Business Automation, we provide you a comprehensive life cycle for development, testing, and governance of your business rules. So again, what is the risk level? What is the clip level? So these kind of decisions that are part of our business processes or business rules can be using the decision management capability of the platform. You can automatically have this done included into the business process. And what this means is that you're able to respond to customer requests much faster. You're also able to delegate some of the decision making as opposed to waiting for an individual to come and make the decision or to take the decision within the process. Then the rules can be built and embedded into the decision management capability of the platform, such that these rules and decisions are made automatically. And then finally is around the content and digitizing of the content. So we provide you with a flexible, reliable, and secure content service delivered on a modern, lightweight architecture. So this is our content management solution, which is also a core component of the Cloud Pak for Business Automation. So with that, our intention today was to just walk you through the Cloud Pak for Business Automation as IBM's HyperAutomation platform, and start off a discussion with you to show you or to engage you further onto how you can leverage this solution for that end-to-end automation journey. So as our next session will be a demo of the platform that I just walked you through. It will be done by Samuel. And before we start the demo, I believe, Mayane, we have another poll. Mayane, we have another poll that we run before the demo, or will we do it after?
The poll will come up now, just shortly. Run it now.
Okay.
So I believe
okay,
someone can okay.
So I see the poll is up now. And what approach are you currently taking to scale your automation programs? This is systemic process redesign, human in the loop solutions, tactical interventions with one-off solutions, clean sheeting and or replatforming, no clearly defined approach yet. Okay, so Miane, would you want Samuel to proceed with the demo as we respond to the poll?
Yes, definitely. He can proceed with the product demonstration.
Okay, Samuel.
Hi, Caroline. Thank you for that session. It was a great one. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Samuel. I'll be walking us through a demonstration of the IBM Cloud Pak for automation capabilities. I want to share my screen. All right. Can we all see my screen? I believe you can see my screen. All right. So the IBM Digital Business Automation Platform scenario demonstrates the capabilities of the IBM Digital Business Automation Platform. It is an integrated business scenario, and we are looking at the mortgage application solution for the digital bank. Although it's intended to be realistic, it is fictitious, simplified, and meant for illustration purposes. The scenario utilizes most of the capabilities of the platform to showcase how it can be used to digitize all aspects of business operations. By automating work effectiveness, productivity of employees has significantly improved. The graphic shows the high-level flow of a mortgage application. The customer provides the mortgage application form and any required supplementary document. The documents are scanned, the data are extracted, and both are stored into a content management system. This creates a mortgage case which contains human and system activities that are needed to make a decision whether to accept or reject the mortgage application. The system activities include checking an external third-party provided system, as well as running an internal risk management facility for credit scoring services. This is complemented by operational intelligence capabilities that help to gain insights into how the business performs and takes appropriate action if required. These high-level activities are implemented in the mortgage application scenario by using the following capabilities of the IBM digital business. The IBM data capture, which is responsible for the capture, classification, and extraction of data from unstructured documents. Secondly, we have the IBM FileNet, which serves as an enterprise content manager. And the duties of the FileNet is for a long-term archival and retrieval of enterprise content. And also we have IBM Business Automation Workflow. Workflow offering is used to support both case and process-oriented styles of work. The major goal is to orchestrate work in such a way that work flow is easily done and seamlessly achieved. Then we have IBM Robotic Process Automation, which is saddled with the responsibility of mimicking human activities and replicating repetitive and mundane tasks. And finally, we have IBM Operational Decision Manager. It offers extensive functionalities that help you analyze, automate, and govern rule-based business decisions. Now to the demonstration. Now, in this mortgage application scenario, we have 5 major personas as shown here. 5 personas will appear today. Although fictitious, the characters represent characteristics of a group of users that perform specific roles. We have Jane, who is the customer. Her responsibility is that she sends in a request mortgage, and then she also provides required documents for the mortgage application. Then we have Ingo, who is our input management verifier. He sends, he scans and runs a data extraction on the documents sent in by Jane. And in cases where the data extracted, it was wrongly recognized, it makes adjustments where necessary. Also, we have Michelle. Michelle is working in the digital bank mortgage department. She takes care of verifying the initial mortgage application, requesting additional information, performing various kinds of checks, depending on the nature of the mortgage request, and making the final decision whether to approve or reject the mortgage cost of work. Hi, everyone. Sorry about that. I lost connection for a bit. Then we have Christoph, who is our customer representative. His responsibility is that it serves as a link between the bank and the customer who is applying for the mortgage application. Now, finally, we have Daniel, who reviews business results and acts based on the insights provided by the IBM Digital Business Automation platform. We have now introduced both the high-level scenario flow and the past. Next, we will experience the complete solution in action. So the scenario commences with customer Jane submitting a mortgage application that has been completed. She sends it in via mail. And then the next step is that our data capture officer runs a scan on the document that was sent in. There it is automatically taken out of the envelope, put onto a scanner and injected into the workflow. At this point, Ingo, the personnel working in the capture department, are responsible for handling any input management that's related to verification of tasks, gets involved. It verifies those mortgage application forms that cannot be processed automatically and checks and corrects extracted data that are in doubt. It works with data CAP Navigator as its end user client. Normally, data CAP would process incoming documents completely in the background. But in this case, a verification step is required because the extraction process flags some of the extracted data. Ingo sees that a new verified task with the status of pending is available. It starts up this verification task. On the right-hand side of the platform, we can see the document showing the pages that have been scanned by the IBM data capture solution. And then to the left-hand side, of the screen, and then of the screen, the on the left-hand side of that Jane has submitted. Now for the middle column, we have the extracted data. Now we can see the extracted data of from the document that was scanned. Now we have customer name Jane Doe captured adequately, and we have customer email also captured adequately. But then when we check the data, the dates field, we realize that the field has been flagged with red, which means that the validation rules embedded in this field has flagged this the content of the field as not adequate. Now, when we check the date there, we realize that this is 1079, and it's impossible for someone born in the year 1079 to still be alive now. So the document, the data capture capabilities of the IBM Cloud Pak for automation has these capabilities embedded in it that makes it have validation rules for every field that is to be captured within the document. So the responsibility of Ingo, who is our input manager officer, is to adjust and edit this field accordingly. So all he has to do is to zoom in, is to edit this field, and also, secondly, we have the second portion, which is the property address, which was flagged with a yellow column, which means that the confidence level of this field, of the data captured in this field, is not high. So Ingo has to manually edit this field also and make necessary adjustments where possible. Now, after making every necessary adjustment, Ingo, our input management officer, submits this document. Once submitted, processes will again happen in the background. In this scenario, DataCap will put the document into the Finet content management system, and the document submitted will kickstart a workflow for the mortgage officer to work on. Now, this is within the same platform. We have the mortgage officer logging in, and he has received a new task for which he's going to work on. Now, upon opening up the task, the mortgage officer has the in basket with which she can check the new tasks that were assigned to her. And she also has my work basket, in which she can check the work she's currently working on. Now, independently, she can also search for the various cases that have been done in the past. She can go to the cases and run a scan or run a search on the previous cases that have been worked on. Now, having received a new task to work on, Michelle, who is our mortgage officer, opens up this task and can see the details that were captured by the IBM data capture solution and automatically populated into the workflow system. On the left-hand side, we have the applicant's details as captured by our input management verifier officer. And on the right-hand side, we can see the internal details for the risk assessment and management. Now, to the far right of this page, we'll see there are three major tabs. We have the documents, we have the activities, we have the history. For documents, the mortgage officer can go through the documents being worked upon by the mortgage application at the moment. For the activities, she can view and see the various activities that have been run on this particular application and what is next to be done, what has been done, what has not been done yet. And for the history part, she can see the history of the various activities that has been run on this application. Now, when our mortgage officer checks through the details of the application, she realizes that the monthly net income portion, the field of the monthly net income was not filled. So she needs to contact our customer representative, who in turn gets in touch with the customer for her to send in her payslip. Because initially, the document sent only by the customer was just the mortgage application form. Now, she sends a note to the customer officer saying, please request income information. And afterwards, her job here is done. Now, moving on to the next stage, where the customer officer can log into his platform to see, the customer representative can log into his platform to see the new task that has been assigned to him. He reaches out to the customer. Upon opening up the application, he can see the details and can also see the minutes that Michelle made on this application. And after the minute has been viewed and he knows the next step to be done, our customer officer reaches out to the client, to the applicant, for the applicant to send in a respective payslip. Then after contacting the applicant, she can come here and then do a minute on the application and say she will send a payslip shortly and finish with you. Also, he can also create a shared folder for the customer such that when the customer eventually sends in the payslip, it will be captured within the same content repository, such that the documents will not be scattered around. So IBM Cloud Pak for Automation possesses these capabilities, is an integrated platform that unites every capabilities embedded in all the solution suites. So depending on the use case provided. Now moving on to the fifth step, our mortgage officer logs in, she receives a new task, she can see the details of the information provided by Christoph. And so at this moment, she can no longer do anything on this other than to wait for the payslip to be sent in. Now, but while waiting, she can begin to run a land registrar check since the address information has been provided by the customer. Now, after clicking on the finish review, the IBM Cloud Pak for Automation platform starts a land registrar check that runs a robot that does a check on a land registrar system, an external land registrar system. The essence of the land registrar system is to ensure that the address provided by the applicant was not mortgaged initially, has not been used for any mortgage application before then. Now, this is handled by a robot. What the robot does is to open up the land registrar, input the respective data, and populate the field as necessary. So I want to walk us through the activities of the robot. The robot opens up a land registrar platform, inputs the details, and closes the platform with the message of address found. The next step is for our applicants to send in an email, a payslip, that will ensure that we have the net income details of the applicant within the process. Now, after sending in the payslip, Michelle receives a new task that says review payslip within our text, within our tax platform. She claims the task and checks through the details. She can see that the net income has been filled, and then she can now run a perform risk assessment activity on this application. Now, the perform risk application is being done by our operational decision manager solution capabilities of the IBM Cloud Pak for automation. The activity does the automation of business rules. In this case, it is done in the background. And after the land register check has been completed and the risk assessment for the application has been completed, the next thing for Michelle, who is our officer, is to kickstart a perform final review assessment where she can finally approve or decline the application. So she starts up a perform final review application activity rather, and then finishes this review payslip activity. Now this moves us to the last step, which is the perform final review activity. Within our basket also, she can see a perform final review task. She opens it up, claims the task, and goes through the respective details of the application. Now, part of the details that were gathered from the operational decision manager that did the risk calculation is the calculation of the loan to purchase price ratio and also the loan to yearly income ratio. All of these are the rules that govern this mortgage application. And then going through these details also, we can see that the land registrar check that was performed by the robotic process automation capabilities has come back with a message saying address found. Now, and based on the calculation done by the operational decision manager system, we have a message that says that this application actually has a low risk. All of this is shown within this column that is highlighted. So based on all the information Michelle has gathered, she can decide to approve the mortgage application. As it is assessed, it has been assessed as low risk with no mortgage on the property so far. So this completes our task. This concludes, and consequently, she can now proceed to either approve or reject the application. So this concludes our walkthrough of the handling of a mortgage case from start to finish. The IBM Digital Business Automation Platform provides The IBM Digital Business Automation Platform provides a comprehensive suite of integrated offerings that enables businesses to digitize all aspects of our business operations. By automating work, they can significantly improve effectiveness and productivity of their employee. The mortgage application solution has showcased how applying the IBM Digital Business Automation Platform in the context of a simplified but realistic use case, how we can automate various use cases or various business processes within our organization. So the goal of digital business automation is to help organizations achieve an automated process. It helps us to improve our effectiveness and the productivity of our employees. So the demonstration has combined the human-centric knowledge work with a broad set of automation capabilities in a bid to create a comprehensive end-to-end solution. So it combines smart capture with enterprise content management, with business process workflow, with operational decision manager, and with robotic process automation. So we have come to the end of the demonstration. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Samuel.
Thank you, Samuel.
Great job. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Caroline. If you have any questions, this is a question and answer session. If you have any questions, you can drop them on the chat box or you can unmute and ask away. So if you have any question, mute and then ask them here to attend. Questions from anyone?
I have a question.
Questions, feedbacks.
I have a question here. Can I proceed? Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, yeah, so someone has given us an example of a...
yes, you can.
Someone has given us an example of a banking industry. Do we have any example of a manufacturing industry that we can work with? We know in those industries, there are quite a lot of manual processes involved, and it would be a very good one if we can tap into their into that resource as well as try and digitalize them. But do we have any use case of a manufacturing company with quite a lot of manual processes ongoing? Did you get my question?
Yes, I got your question.
Okay, thanks, Caroline.
About the
manufacturing industry. Caroline, who wants to take the question?
Yeah, I'm just quickly thinking through, and Anas, you can also jump in here. I'm thinking through an example of in the manufacturing industry, because like Tao says, we have our example was from the banking. So let me think through that, and as we take in other questions, I will quickly just think through a process from the manufacturing industry that we can walk you through end to end. But really, when I think about in manufacturing, from the capturing of orders, the order processing, that is applicable cross industry, the capture.
Yeah.
Automating decisioning as well. So let me just think through a complete walkthrough and I can respond to that.
Okay, thank you.
If you allow me, Caroline, this is Anas speaking, and I'm the technical sales for the IBM Business Automation portfolio. So it's in the manufacturing industry, we helped customers here in North Africa to automate specific processes linked to the preventive maintenance procedures and notification. And we used the business automation workflow, and we used the data cap in order to extract information from manual documents. So one of the pain points in this process was that there was a lot of physical documents that needs to be validated, that needs to be signed physically. And it took sometimes a lot of time before reaching the end of the process. So the idea was to automate the process from end to end and to using data cap for OCR, extracting information from physical documents, presenting the information directly to the line of business responsible of validating the steps. So once he connects in the morning, he sees all the tasks that needs to work on. And once he gets into the task, he sees all the indexes, the insights that has been extracted automatically from documents. And then we reached this objective of improving the efficiency and increasing the productivity of the team.
Thank you, Anas, for that. In addition to what Anas has said, there are various business processes within the manufacturing industry that we can actually automate. We can automate the purchase order processing, where we can automate the invoice processing for all vendors and eliminate as much errors within the process as possible. We can automate and help the organization streamline the bill of material, the way you process your bill of material. We can utilize robotic process automation for that task in order to automate the repetitive tasks involved within the process. And in cases where we have processes that involve paper documents also, documents from unstructured data that you need to capture and extract details from, we can also do such processes, do the automation of such processes. And we can also automate the vigilant regulatory compliance in your organization. You know, all of these processes are best fit for automation, depending on the specific use case that you have in your organization, depending on what you are aiming to achieve in your organization. So you bring up the use case, we go through it using process mining to discover the current status. And we also go through it to identify the major pain points that we can automate. And then we come up with a wonderful and effective automation plan. I don't know if we've answered your question, Taiwo.
Yeah, you've answered. And I think I would like to take it further beyond this, because I have something in the pipeline that I think this would work for them.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Thanks.
Okay, so any questions? We have a few seconds to take another question. We have come to the end. of the session. Okay, so if there are no questions, we have a complimentary ebook for everyone that has attended this session, this webinar, a quick and practical guide to digital business automation. So to access the ebook, we've pasted a link on the chat box, so you can download the ebook from there. So thank you everyone for coming to this webinar, to this session. Taiwo, we would reach out to you after the session. We'll reach out to you.
Okay.
So thank you everyone. So before we close this, all right. So before we close the session, we'd like to invite our MD CEO, Mr. George Agu, to give a closing remark. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Caroline and Samuel and Marianne for organizing this session. I want to particularly appreciate our customers. We would not be here if not for your support. So we immensely appreciate your participation and the attention you have given this. And some of the questions that you have received have indeed enriched our insight and enabled us to better appreciate some of your concerns and modify our strategy to the market. From my understanding on based on some of the questions that you asked, what I can just say in summary is that the system that we have just presented is so sophisticated to the extent that if you can explain your processes, if you believe that you do understand your processes, then we are good to go, because that particularly is the most important part. Once you can guarantee that you can explain your processes, we can then put it into a workflow and be able to automate it. And the AI part then makes the repetitive processes a lot easier to deal with. So we are going to be reaching out to you and sharing some more content and some more information, and hopefully getting your cooperation so that together we can win better. On this note, I would like to say thank you very much. Have a great day and see you again soon.
Thank you, sir.